Welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Brett. We've got a new release for Wizkids Dungeons Dragons Attack Wing. This is the Ogre Mage. For those who've never played the game, it is a miniature game where you take pre-painted figures, you build your forces, and you go and play against other players, usually in scenarios. So the Tales of Ogre Mages for Oni have inspired fear in both children and adults throughout Farum, and among those fearsome creatures, few inspire greater terror than the massive fiend known as Barsh. Filled with dark hunger, Barsh's superior strength allows him to rend his foes with his sharp claws, or, when facing foes beyond close range, to wield a long, hafted magic glaive that clashes out with deadly precision. An Ogre Mage's true powers, however, lie in his magical skill, gifted with the powers of enchanted flight. Barsh often takes to the skies, blasting his enemies with the frigid cone of cold air, or when outnumbered by strong enemies, escaping their attacks by assuming gaseous form. If any foes manage to wound him, he can rely on his powers of regeneration to quickly recover against the most formidable enemies. However, the Ogre Mage will put aside mundane weapons in favor of his Wand of the War Mage, a powerful magic item that helps ensure his victory when casting deadly spells. So this should be interesting. I'm imagining a character, a figure that's going to be mixing some magic, get some attacks, it sounds like. The gaseous thing sounds really fascinating. Let's get this out here and check it out. So this was out this week. It should be on your shelves. I know some stores haven't gotten theirs yet. It actually took me a couple to check out. First things first, I always like to look at the figure itself. Detail's pretty good. I was checking this one out earlier. The body, the pants, the cape, all that, really, really good details. There's some decent coloring, it looks like, especially around the chest. The one thing that's kind of a little iffy is the face. The eye is just kind of like a white dot, and it looks a little out of place. It's a little bit too big for what it should be. And the other thing is the feet are just kind of this weird black. I guess it's supposed to match the fingernails, which are also a little weird. But with the black base, it looks kind of goofy. Now, we'll see if we can get this to focus, and you can kind of check it out. There we go. Well, maybe you can see the chest a little bit. You can maybe see the eye. It's just painted all that great. And you can definitely see the feet. There's like that blackness, weirdness. It's not a bad thing. You know, for one of the larger figures, it's got some decent detail, especially around the cape. So that's cool. Just a little off the painting. It's not that bad. You know, I'm not expecting everything to be perfect. But overall, not horrible. Okay, let's look at the various tokens. We get some basic tokens here. Nothing too special. Of course, we have the dials. Some timers. And then we get more dials. This one would be flight. And the base. So nothing too surprising, nothing too crazy as far as the items on the cards themselves, or the items you need to punch out. And let's look at the cards themselves. So not only do you get the figure, but you also get a whole bunch of cards to use either with the figure or your forces. Now, there's a lot here. This is actually a huge chunk of cards, I think. I can't remember one that really that comes with this many. Or this seems a bit more than usual from what I remember. So, I mean, it's a total of, 3, 5, 7, plus that. I mean, it's 7 different cards, so. Seems like a lot. Alright, so movement. It's an ogre. We're not going to expect it to go very fast, very far, but this actually has got some decent movement. There's a lot of green, some white, very little red for his flight. So this ogre could fly and fly pretty good. And then on ground, a little bit slower, exactly kind of what we would expect. It's not doesn't have the speed as it does in flight, which is kind of interesting. But, kind of makes sense. Big ogre lumbering on the ground. As far as the other items, we've got two versions of it. 32 point that's got a 4 strength, 0 defense, 5 heart, and 1 shield. With the javelin ranged 4 and the melee range 2, level 8. Costs 32 points, as I said. It's the Oni. And then the named character, Barsh, is level 13, 4-1-5-1. So the big difference is you get 1 more defense, a whole bunch of more slots for 9 points more, level 13. Once during each combat phase, when making a spell attack, Barsh may roll +1 attack die. If he does so, he receives an exhaustion token. So that's kind of cool. Way to get a little bit more damage out there when it comes to attacks. I mean, kind of a beefy points-wise. I can't see many people using it besides a dragon, but, you know, who knows. Let's look at what we have. We have some arcane spells. First is Gaseous Form. It's 2 timers on it. Cost of 3, level 5 up. You receive a Gaseous Form token. When this effect ends, discard this card. If you were in the air and you cannot fly, you land immediately. So, interesting. The gaseous creature cannot attack. It's immune to all primary weapon attacks. The creature cannot choose a maneuver with a number greater than 2. The creature can take off, land, and swoop like a flying creature. If the creature does not possess a flight maneuver dial, it uses its ground maneuver dial when choosing its flight maneuvers. The creature is unaffected by obstacles of any kind and can pass through enemy creatures without performing an overrun check. Kind of interesting. Next, we've got the Cone of Cold. It's an arcane spell. It's disable this upgrade and spend your concentrate token to make a 4 dice attack against every creature in a range 3 cone, ground, or air in your forward arc. This attack penetrates armor. It's cost of 5. It's a pretty solid attack. Again, notice nothing special for the Ogre. We have a Magic Glaive, a 2-handed weapon. Your primary weapon melee attacks can target creatures at +1 range increment, maximum of 4. You may roll +1 attack die when attacking with your primary weapon melee attack. You cannot equip another weapon upgrade or a shield upgrade. The cost is 5. We've got Wand of the War Mage. It's the campaign artifact. After rolling the attack die during a spell attack, you may disable this upgrade to re-roll your entire attack roll. Cannot equip a weapon upgrade. Cost is 3. Focus. There we go. So next we've got, we'll do this one. Mossis Regeneration. Each time you receive at least 1 point of a couple of types of damage, you must place 1 timer of this upgrade. You must do this once and only once each time you're damaged. No matter how much damage you receive, place 3 timers of this upgrade. Remove 1 of your face-down damage cards, or to flip 1 of your face-up damage cards face down, you must be an Ogre Mage or Troll to equip. Can't think of there being any other trolls, so I'm going to go with... We will hopefully be seeing some trolls down the road. Next, we've got Fearsome. Each creature that you attack rolls -1 defense die. If you're in that creature's forward arc, must have a large base to equip. So that's kind of cool. It's a nice way to get 1 defense die out of there. So that's cost of 4. And the next we got Vantage. During a primary weapon range attack, if your target is a range 3 or 4, you may convert 1 of your hits results into a critical. Must have a large base to equip. Cost is 4. That might be the best card out of everything. You're going to be getting some more damage out there. That's definitely, I think, the bigger card, the best card of it all. Overall, yeah, you know, the figure's kind of eh. I think the upgrades are probably way better than the creature himself. High points, you take him versus a dragon. You're probably going to want to take a dragon. It's some interesting ideas. I can see it being used more thematically, maybe in really large games. The thing is that the couple things that are really stuck with it, like that can only be used by the Ogre Mage, is the Mossis Regeneration, and even then, eh. I mean, everything else, anyone else can use it. You got Gaseous Form, Cone of Cold, Magic Glaive, Wand of the War Mage, Fearsome, Vantage. These are all cards that anyone else can use. So, I don't really see the Ogre Mage being used a whole lot. I can see the cards, though, becoming valuable. To me, this seems to be an expansion where the cards are more worthwhile than the creature that you get within. So that's my take on it. Thanks for watching. This is Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. You can catch us every single day at graphicpolicy.com. Of course, we're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Thanks for watching. Until next time, keep rolling those die, and keep it geeky.